Imagine this. It's 7 a.m. and your phone is already buzzing. Notifications pile up, emails from work, social media alerts, news headlines screaming for your attention. You're sipping your coffee, but your mind is racing, pulled in 100 directions before the day even begins. Sound familiar? This is the rhythm of modern life, a constant hum of technology, deadlines, and distractions. We're more connected than ever, yet somehow we feel more disconnected, more overwhelmed, more lost. What if there was a way to step out of this chaos, to find clarity and peace, not by escaping the world, but by realigning with it? This is where the ancient philosophy of Stoicism comes in, with a principle that feels more relevant than ever: living according to nature. Welcome to LABE Stoic, where we explore the timeless wisdom of Stoicism to navigate the challenges of modern life. Today, we're diving into one of the most powerful ideas from this philosophy: living in harmony with nature. It's not just about hugging trees or escaping to the wilderness, though those can help. It's about rediscovering a deeper connection to the world around us and to our own inner selves. It's about finding balance in a world that often feels like it's spinning out of control. In this video, we'll explore how the teachings of Zeno, the founder of Stoicism, and Epictetus, one of its greatest voices, can guide us to live more fully in alignment with nature. We'll also share practical steps like a guided Stoic meditation you can practice in a forest or park to bring this philosophy to life. So, let's begin by understanding why this matters so much today. We live in a digital age, and it's incredible in many ways. Technology has given us access to knowledge, connection, and opportunities our ancestors could only dream of. But there's a cost. Studies show that the average American spends over 7 hours a day on screens, phones, computers, TVs. That's nearly half our waking hours. Often more. We're bombarded with information, and it's taking a toll. Anxiety rates are climbing, with over 30% of adults in the U.S. reporting symptoms of anxiety or depression. According to recent surveys, we're wired to the digital world, but we're losing touch with the natural one: the rustle of leaves, the feel of grass underfoot, the quiet of a morning sunrise. These are things we rarely pause to notice, and yet these are the very things that can ground us, that can remind us who we are. Stoicism, born over 2,000 years ago, offers a way to reclaim that connection. When the Stoics talked about living according to nature, they weren't just talking about the environment, though that's part of it. They meant living in harmony with the natural order of the universe, its rhythms, its truths, and our place within it. For Zeno, the founder of Stoicism, this meant aligning our actions with reason and virtue, the qualities that make us human. For Epictetus, it meant accepting what we can't control, like the chaos of the world, and focusing on what we can, like our thoughts and choices. Together, their teachings remind us that nature isn't just out there in the forests or mountains, it's within us, in the way we think, act, and live. Why does this matter now? Because we're at a tipping point. The digital world pulls us away from ourselves, from the present moment, from the things that truly matter. We scroll through feeds, chasing validation or distraction, while losing sight of the bigger picture. Living according to nature, as the Stoics taught, is a way to step back, to find clarity, to focus on what's real. It's about slowing down to hear your own thoughts, to feel the world around you, to live with purpose. And it's not just philosophy, it's practical. In this video, we'll walk you through how to apply this idea in your own life, starting with something as simple as a walk in nature. We'll even guide you through a Stoic meditation you can practice in a park or forest. designed to help you reconnect with the world and yourself. So, what can you expect from this journey? First, we'll explore the roots of Stoicism with Zeno, who laid the foundation for living according to nature. Then, we'll dive into the wisdom of Epictetus, a man who rose from slavery to become one of history's greatest philosophers, showing us how to embrace nature's lessons in our daily lives. We'll bring these ideas into the modern world with practical examples, like how a simple walk outside can become a powerful tool for reflection. And finally, we'll guide you through a Stoic meditation practice, step by step, so you can experience the calm and clarity that comes from living in harmony with nature. By the end, you'll have not just ideas, but tools to carry forward, tools to find peace in a chaotic world. This isn't about escaping technology or rejecting modern life. It's about finding balance. It's about remembering that we are part of something larger, a natural world that moves at its own pace, with its own wisdom. The Stoics believed that by aligning ourselves with this, we could live with greater purpose, resilience, and joy. So, if you're ready to step away from the noise and reconnect with what truly matters, stick with us. Let's explore how to live according to nature, starting with the wisdom of those who came before us. Picture this: Athens, over 300 years ago. The city is a bustling hub of ideas, where philosophers debate in open markets and ordinary people wrestle with life's big questions. Into this world steps Zeno of Citium, a man who would change the course of Western thought. He wasn't born in Athens, nor was he a philosopher by training. Zeno was a merchant, a man of the sea, navigating ships and trade routes across the Mediterranean. But a single moment, a shipwreck, would set him on a path to found Stoicism, a philosophy that teaches us to live according to nature. Today, we'll dive into Zeno's story, his revolutionary ideas, and how his vision of living in harmony with nature can guide us through the chaos of modern life. Zeno's journey began in Citium, a coastal town in Cyprus, around 334 BCE. As a merchant, he sailed the seas, trading goods and building a modest fortune. But life, as it often does, had other plans. On one fateful voyage, Zeno's ship sank, taking his wealth with it. Stranded in Athens, he found himself at a crossroads. Most of us would despair in such a moment, but Zeno saw it as an opportunity. Wandering through the city, he stumbled into a bookstore and picked up a copy of Xenophon's Memorabilia, a text about Socrates. The words captivated him. He asked the bookseller where he could find men like Socrates, and the bookseller pointed him to Crates, a cynic philosopher. That encounter changed everything. Zeno began studying philosophy with passion, learning from Crates and other thinkers of his time. But he wasn't content to just follow others' ideas. He started teaching his own philosophy in the Stoa Poikile, a painted colonnade in Athens, giving his school its name, Stoicism. At the heart of Zeno's teachings was a simple yet profound idea. To live well, we must live according to nature. But what did he mean by nature? For Zeno, nature wasn't just the trees, rivers, or stars, though those were part of it. Nature was the rational order of the universe, the invisible thread that connects all things. It was the way the world works, governed by reason, and our place as humans within it. Zeno believed that humans are unique because we have the gift of reason. To live according to nature means to align our thoughts, actions, and lives with this rational order. It's about acting with virtue, courage, justice, wisdom, and temperance, because these qualities reflect the natural excellence of being human. When we live this way, we find eudaimonia, a Greek word often translated as flourishing or the good life. For Zeno, this wasn't about chasing pleasure or avoiding pain. It was about living in harmony with the world, no matter what it throws at us. Let's pause for a moment and think about what this means for us today. In our world of endless notifications, deadlines, and distractions, Zeno's idea feels like a lifeline. We're often pulled away from what's real: our thoughts, our values, our connection to the world around us. Zeno would tell us to step back and ask, are my actions aligned with reason? Am I living in a way that honors my humanity? His philosophy invites us to focus on what truly matters, to let go of the noise, and to find peace in living simply and purposefully. One of Zeno's key teachings was that external events like wealth, fame, or even a shipwreck don't determine our happiness. What matters is how we respond. This idea is at the core of living according to nature. The natural world doesn't complain when storms come or seasons change. It adapts. It endure. It flows. Zeno taught that we, too, should flow with life's changes. When his ship sank, he didn't curse his fate. He saw it as a chance to rebuild, to learn, to grow. That's the Stoic mindset. Seeing every challenge as an opportunity to practice virtue. Zeno's vision wasn't just about personal resilience. He saw humans as part of a larger whole, a universal community bound by nature's rational order. He called this the cosmopolis, a kind of cosmic city where all people are connected. This idea was radical for his time, breaking down barriers of class, nationality, or status. It reminds us that living according to nature isn't just about our individual lives, it's about how we treat others, how we contribute to the world. In a modern context, this might mean being kind to a stranger, standing up for justice, or simply pausing to appreciate the world around us. How can we apply Zeno's teachings today? One simple way is to reconnect with the natural world. Zeno didn't write much himself. Most of his works are lost, but his students recorded his emphasis on living simply and observing nature. A walk in a park, the sound of birds, the feel of the breeze. These aren't just pleasant experiences, they're reminders of the larger order we're part of. When we step into nature, we're stepping into the same world. Zeno saw a world that teaches us resilience, balance, and perspective. For example, think about the last time you felt overwhelmed. Maybe it was a stressful day at work, or an argument that left you drained. Now imagine taking a walk outside, leaving your phone behind, and just listening to the wind, to your breath, to your thoughts. Zeno would say this is more than a break. It's a practice in aligning with nature. It's a chance to reflect on what you can control, your mindset, your choices, and let go of what you can't. This is where Stoicism begins to feel less like philosophy and more like a way of life. Zeno's life wasn't easy. He faced loss, uncertainty, and the challenge of building a new philosophy in a crowded, intellectual world, yet he remained steadfast, teaching until his death around 262 BCE. His legacy lived on through his students, who carried Stoicism across the Roman world and beyond. Zeno showed us that living according to nature isn't about perfection, it's about progress. It's about choosing reason over reaction, purpose over distraction, every single day. As we move forward in this video, we'll build on Zeno's foundation by exploring Epictetus, a philosopher who took these ideas to new heights. But for now, let Zeno's story sink in. He was a man who lost everything and found something greater, a way of living that's as powerful today as it was then. Living according to nature isn't about escaping the modern world. It's about finding your place in it. It's about embracing the rational, beautiful order of the universe, and letting it guide you to a life of meaning. So, as we transition to the next part of our journey, ask yourself, what's one small way you can align with nature today? Maybe it's a moment of reflection, a walk outside, or simply choosing to respond to life's challenges with calm and reason. Zeno's wisdom is waiting for you to pick it up. Let's keep going. Imagine being born into a world where you have no control over your own life. You're owned by another person. Your choices dictated. Your freedom, a distant dream. This was the reality for Epictetus, a man who rose from slavery to become one of the most influential philosophers in history. His teachings, rooted in Stoicism, offer a powerful lens for understanding what it means to live according to nature. Epictetus didn't just talk about philosophy, he lived it, showing us how to find freedom and peace, no matter our circumstances. In this part of our journey, we'll explore Epictetus's life, his core ideas, and how his wisdom can help us navigate the challenges of modern life by aligning with the natural order of the world. Epictetus was born around 50 CE in Hierapolis, a city in modern-day Turkey. As a slave, he served in the household of Epaphroditus, a secretary to the Roman Emperor Nero. His early life was marked by hardship. Legend has it that his master once broke his leg, either deliberately or by accident, leaving him with a lifelong limp. Yet, even in chains, Epictetus's mind was free. He was allowed to study philosophy under Musonius Rufus, a prominent Stoic teacher, and this education ignited a spark. After gaining his freedom, Epictetus dedicated his life to teaching Stoicism, first in Rome and later in Nicopolis, Greece, where he founded a school. His students, including the historian Arrian, recorded his words in works like the Discourses and the Enchiridion, which remain cornerstones of Stoic thought today. At the heart of Epictetus's philosophy is a simple but transformative idea. Focus on what you can control and let go of what you can't. This, he argued, is the key to living according to nature. For Epictetus, nature wasn't just the physical world, it was the rational order of the universe. The way things are meant to unfold. Nature includes the laws of life, change, loss, joy, pain. To live in harmony with nature means accepting these realities with grace, focusing only on our own thoughts, actions, and attitudes. As he famously said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Let's break this down. Epictetus taught that life is divided into two categories: things within our control and things outside it. Within our control are our opinions, désirs, aversions, and actions, what we choose to think, feel, and do. Outside our control are wealth, health, reputation, and the actions of others. Trying to control what's external is like trying to stop the wind or hold back the tide. It's futile and leads to frustration. Instead, Epictetus urged us to turn inward, to master our own minds. This is what it means to live according to nature, to align our will with the way the world works, to accept its rhythms rather than fight them. Think about how this applies to your life today. We're often caught up in things we can't control: traffic jams, our boss's criticism, what people think of us online. These are the modern equivalents of the storms Epictetus faced. He would tell us to let them go. You can't control the traffic, but you can control how you respond, maybe by listening to music or taking a deep breath instead of fuming. You can't control someone's opinion of you, but you can choose to act with integrity. This mindset is liberating. It's like finding an inner compass that guides you through life's chaos. no matter what comes your way. Epictetus's own life is a testament to this principle. As a slave, he had no control over his body or his circumstances, yet he found freedom in his mind. One story tells of his master twisting his leg during a moment of cruelty. Epictetus calmly said, "You will break it." When the leg snapped, he added, without anger, "I told you so." This wasn't defiance, it was acceptance. He couldn't stop his master, but he could control his reaction, refusing to let pain or injustice define him. That's the Stoic ideal of living according to nature, staying true to your principles, even when the world tests you. For Epictetus, living according to nature also meant embracing our role as rational, social beings. He believed we're part of a larger whole, connected to others through reason and shared humanity. This echoes Zeno's idea of the cosmopolis, the universal community. Epictetus urged us to act with kindness and justice, not because it earns us praise, but because it's natural. It's who we're meant to be. In today's world, this might mean listening to a friend without judgment, helping a neighbor, or simply being present in your interactions. These small acts align us with the natural order, creating ripples of good in a disconnected world. How can we bring Epictetus's teachings into our lives? One powerful way is to practice what he called the discipline of assent, examining our thoughts before we act on them. For example, when you feel anger rising, pause and ask, is this reaction in my control? Is it rational? Does it serve my purpose? This practice roots us in the present, helping us respond to life with clarity rather than impulse. It's a way of aligning with nature's rational order, just as Epictetus did. Another way is to connect with the natural world itself. Epictetus didn't write much about forests or rivers, but his philosophy encourages us to see ourselves as part of nature's flow. A simple walk outside can become a Stoic exercise. Notice the world around you, the sway of branches, the sound of birds, and remind yourself that you're part of this larger order. You can't control the weather or the seasons, but you can control how you engage with them. This is where Epictetus's wisdom meets the practical steps we'll explore later, like our guided Stoic meditation in a park or forest. Epictetus's life shows us that circumstances don't define us, our choices do. From a slave with nothing, he became a sage whose words still inspire millions. His teachings remind us that living according to nature isn't about escaping hardship, it's about embracing it as part of the human experience. As he said, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. In a world of constant notifications, social pressures, and uncertainty, this is a call to reclaim your inner freedom. As we move forward, we'll take Epictetus's ideas into the modern world, showing you how a simple walk in nature can become a powerful tool for reflection. We'll also guide you through a Stoic meditation practice to help you embody these principles. For now, let Epictetus's story sink in. He was a man who found freedom in the face of chains, who showed us that living according to nature is about mastering ourselves. Ask yourself, what's one thing in your life you can let go of today? What's one choice you can make to align with your truest self? Epictetus's wisdom is yours to claim. Let's keep exploring. We've explored the wisdom of Zeno and Epictetus, two Stoic giants who taught us to live according to nature, aligning our lives with the rational order of the universe and our own inner reason. But how do we take these ancient ideas and make them real in our fast-paced, screen-dominated world? The answer is simpler than you might think. Step outside. A walk in nature, a park, a forest, or even a quiet neighborhood street can become a powerful Stoic practice. a way to reconnect with the world and yourself. In this part, we'll dive into why walking in nature is more than just a pleasant activity. It's a bridge between Stoic philosophy and modern life, a tool for reflection, clarity, and resilience. Let's start with a scenario many of us know too well. It's been a long day, emails piling up, a stressful meeting, maybe a heated conversation that's still lingering in your mind. You feel tense, scattered, like you're carrying the weight of the world. Now imagine stepping outside, leaving your phone behind, and walking through a park. The air is cool, the trees sway gently, and the world feels a little quieter. As you walk, you notice the rhythm of your steps, the sound of leaves crunching, the way the light filters through the branches. Something shifts. You start to feel grounded, present, like you can breathe again. This isn't just a nice moment, it's a Stoic exercise in living according to nature. Why does this work? Science backs up what the Stoics intuited centuries ago. Studies, like those from Stanford University, show that spending time in nature reduces stress and improves mental clarity. A 2015 study found that a 90-minute walk in a natural setting lowered activity in the brain's subgenual prefrontal cortex, a region linked to rumination, the kind of overthinking that fuels anxiety and depression. In contrast, walking in urban environments didn't have the same effect. Nature, it seems, has a unique ability to calm our minds, to pull us out of the mental loops that trap us. For the Stoics, this aligns perfectly with their view of nature as a teacher, a source of balance and perspective. Zeno and Epictetus would see a walk in nature as more than a stress reliever. It's a chance to practice their philosophy. When you walk, you're engaging with the natural world, which operates without complaint or resistance. Trees don't fight the wind. Rivers don't resist their own flow. This is what Epictetus meant by accepting what's outside our control. You can't control the weather or the sounds around you, but you can control how you engage with them. A walk becomes a Stoic meditation when you use it to reflect on what's in your power, your thoughts, your reactions, your choices, and let go of what isn't. Let's make this practical. Imagine you're walking through a local park. As you move, try this Stoic exercise inspired by Epictetus. Focus on the present moment. Notice the sensations around you, the texture of the path, the smell of grass, the sound of birds. Then, ask yourself, what am I carrying in my mind right now? Is it a worry about tomorrow? A grudge from yesterday? Epictetus would say, these are outside your control. Let them pass like clouds in the sky. Instead, focus on the now, your breath, your steps, your ability to choose calm over chaos. This simple act aligns you with nature's rhythm, reminding you that you're part of something larger. Walking in nature also connects us to Zeno's idea of the cosmopolis, the universal community. When you walk, you're not just an individual lost in your thoughts. You're part of the world around you, the trees, the birds, the earth beneath your feet. They're all part of the same rational order Zeno described. This perspective can shift how you see your problems. That argument at work, it's a small ripple in the grand scheme. That looming deadline, it's temporary, like the seasons. Nature teaches us to zoom out, to see our lives as part of a bigger picture, and to find peace in that, in our digital age. This practice is more vital than ever. The average American spends over 7 hours a day on screens, according to recent data, and it's pulling us away from the present. We're so busy scrolling, comparing, and planning that we forget to be. A walk in nature is a rebellion against this, a chance to unplug, to reconnect with what's real. You don't need a forest or a mountain, a city park, A quiet street with trees, or even a backyard will do. The point is to step into the world and let it teach you. Here's another way to make your walk a Stoic practice. Reflect on virtue. Zeno taught that living according to nature means acting with wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. As you walk, ask yourself, how can I embody these today? Maybe it's showing courage by having a tough conversation, or justice by treating others fairly. Use the rhythm of your steps to anchor these reflections, letting nature's calm guide your thoughts. This isn't just daydreaming, it's training your mind to live with purpose. For those who feel they don't have time, start small. A 10-minute walk during your lunch break can work wonders. Research from the University of Michigan shows that even brief exposure to nature 20 minutes can lower cortisol levels, the hormone tied to stress. You don't need to escape to the wilderness. A nearby tree-lined path is enough. The Stoics would applaud this practicality. Epictetus, after all, didn't have a forest at his disposal as a slave, yet he found freedom in his mind. You can find it in a short walk. As we prepare for the next part of this video, a guided Stoic meditation you can practice in a park or forest. Think about how a walk can be more than exercise. It's a chance to practice Stoicism, to live according to nature in a world that pulls us away from it. Zeno and Epictetus didn't have smartphones or deadlines, but they knew the human struggle to stay grounded. Their answer was to align with nature's wisdom, and a simple walk can be your first step. So, try this today. Find a green space. Even if it's just a few trees near your home, walk slowly, breathe deeply, and let the world around you remind you of what's real. Ask yourself, what can I control right now? What can I let go? This is Stoicism in action, living according to nature, one step at a time. Let's carry this forward as we explore a guided meditation to deepen this practice. You've heard the wisdom of Zeno, who taught us to align with the rational order of the universe, and Epictetus, who showed us how to find freedom by focusing on what we can control. You've seen how a simple walk in nature can bring these ideas to life, grounding us in the present and reminding us of our place in the world. Now, it's time to take the next step. A guided Stoic meditation you can practice in a forest, a park, or any green space near you. This meditation isn't about emptying your mind or chasing mystical experiences. It's about embodying Stoicism, living according to nature, and finding clarity and strength in the moment. So, find a quiet spot outside, take a deep breath, and let's begin. Before we start, let's set the scene. You're in a park or a forest, surrounded by trees, grass, maybe a gentle breeze, or the sound of a nearby stream. If you can't get outside right now, that's okay. Close your eyes and imagine a natural place that feels peaceful to you. The goal is to connect with the world around you, to feel its rhythms, and to use them as a guide for reflection. This meditation will take about 15 to 20 minutes, but you can adjust it to suit your time. If you're watching this on YouTube, feel free to pause after each step, to linger in the moment. Let's make this a practice of living according to nature. As the Stoics taught us, find a comfortable spot, maybe a bench, a patch of grass, or a tree to lean against. Sit or stand, whichever feels natural. Take a moment to notice your surroundings. Look at the trees, the sky, the ground beneath you. Listen to the sounds: birds chirping, leaves rustling, or even distant city noise. Feel the air on your skin, the texture of the earth or bench. Zeno taught us that nature is the rational order of the universe, and you're part of it right now. Let yourself settle into this moment. Take 3 slow, deep breaths. Inhale through your nose, Exhale through your mouth. With each breath, feel yourself becoming more present, more connected to the world around you. As Epictetus said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Let this moment be yours. Now, turn your attention to the natural world. Notice how it moves without resistance. The trees sway with the wind, not against it. The clouds drift without complaint. This is what Zeno meant by living according to nature, accepting the way things are, flowing with life's rhythms. Spend a minute or two observing one element of nature: a tree, a blade of grass, a bird. Watch how it exists, simply and without struggle. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Maybe it's patience, resilience, or the beauty of simplicity. Let nature be your teacher, as it was for the Stoics. If your mind wanders, gently bring it back to what you see, hear, and feel. This is the practice of presence, of aligning with the universe's rational order. Close your eyes for a moment, or soften your gaze if that feels better. Bring to mind something that's been weighing on you: a worry, a frustration, a challenge. It could be a work deadline, a conflict, or an uncertainty about the future. Now, channel Epictetus's wisdom. There is only one way to happiness, and that is to cease worrying about things which are beyond the power of our will. Ask yourself, what about this situation is in my control? Maybe it's your effort, your attitude, or how you respond. What's outside your control? The opinions of others, the outcome, the past. Picture these external things like leaves floating down a stream. Let them drift away. Focus only on what's yours to shape. Take a deep breath and feel the weight of the uncontrollable lift. You are free to choose your response, and that's where your power lies. Zeno taught that living according to nature means living with virtue, wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. As you sit or stand in this natural space, reflect on these qualities. Ask yourself, how can I act with wisdom today? Maybe it's making a thoughtful decision instead of reacting impulsively. How can I show courage? Perhaps it's facing a fear or speaking your truth. What about justice? How can I treat others fairly? And temperance? How can I practice balance in my actions? Let each question settle in your mind, like ripples spreading across a pond. You don't need answers right away. Just let the questions guide you. Imagine yourself embodying these virtues, as if nature itself is reminding you of your highest potential. Open your eyes, if they were closed, and look around again. Notice how everything in nature exists in a cycle: growth, decay, renewal. The seasons change, trees shed their leaves, and life continues. Epictetus reminds us, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Think of a challenge in your life, a loss, a setback, or a change. Instead of resisting it, imagine accepting it as part of nature's flow. It's not about giving up. It's about recognizing that change is natural, just like the seasons. Take a moment to silently thank the challenge for what it's teaching you: resilience, patience, or perspective. Breathe deeply and feel yourself aligning with this natural cycle, finding peace in its inevitability. Zeno's idea of the cosmopolis reminds us that we're part of a larger whole, a universal community of rational beings. As you sit in this natural space, think of your connection to others, the people in your life, the strangers you pass, even the animals and plants around you. They're all part of this shared world. Ask yourself, how can I contribute to this community today? Maybe it's a kind word, a small act of help, or simply being present for someone. Feel the interconnectedness of life, like roots weaving through the earth. You're not alone, You're part of nature's vast tapestry. Let this thought fill you with purpose and warmth. As we near the end of this meditation, take one final look around. Notice something beautiful, a leaf, a cloud, a patch of sunlight. Let it remind you of the world's quiet gifts. Epictetus said, "He is a wise man who does not grieve for the things which he has not, but rejoices for those which he has." Silently, name 3 things you're grateful for right now. They could be as simple as this moment, the air you breathe, or the strength you found in this practice. With each breath, feel gratitude, grounding you, connecting you to nature and yourself. When you're ready, take a final deep breath and carry this calm with you as you return to your day. This meditation is a Stoic practice you can return to any time. It's a way to live according to nature, to find clarity in a chaotic world. You don't need a forest or a park. Any moment of presence, any connection to the world can be your Stoic sanctuary. As we move to the next part of this video, we'll explore how to overcome the obstacles of modern life to stay connected to nature. For now, take this practice with you. Let it remind you that you have the power to align with the universe, one breath, one step, one choice at a time. We've journeyed through the wisdom of Zeno and Epictetus, explored how a walk in nature can embody Stoic principles, and practiced a guided meditation to align with the natural world. But let's face it, living according to nature isn't always easy in today's digital age. Our lives are tethered to screens, schedules, and constant notifications. The pull of technology can feel relentless, making it hard to find time or space to connect with nature or even with ourselves. So, how do we overcome these modern obstacles to live as the Stoics taught? In this part, we'll explore the challenges of staying connected to nature in a digital world and offer practical Stoic strategies to reclaim balance and purpose. The digital world is a double-edged sword. It connects us to information and people like never before, but it also disconnects us from the present moment. According to a 2023 study, the average American checks their phone 1.44 times a day, often without even realizing it. Social media, emails, and news alerts keep our minds racing, pulling us away from the calm and clarity Zeno and Epictetus championed. Add to that the demands of work, family, and urban life, and it's no wonder we feel overwhelmed. The natural world, trees, skies, quiet moments can feel like a distant luxury when you're stuck in traffic or glued to a screen. Epictetus would look at this and say, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." The digital world is outside our control, just like the weather or the actions of others. But our response, how we manage our time, attention, and mindset is entirely up to us. This is where Stoicism shines. Living according to nature doesn't mean rejecting technology. It means using it wisely, in alignment with reason and virtue. Let's break down some common obstacles and how to overcome them with Stoic wisdom. I don't have time to get out in nature. Sound familiar? Between work, errands, and family, it's easy to feel like there's no room for a walk or meditation. But Zeno's philosophy reminds us that living according to nature is about simplicity, not perfection. You don't need hours in a forest. You need intentional moments. Start small. A 10-minute walk around your block, noticing the trees or the sky. Research from Aarhus University in Denmark shows that even brief exposure to green spaces can boost mental well-being. Epictetus would add that you control your priorities. Can you swap 10 minutes of scrolling for 10 minutes outside? That's a Stoic choice, choosing what aligns with your values over what's habitual. What if you live in a city with more concrete than trees? Urban environments can feel far from the natural world Zeno described. But Stoicism teaches us to work with what we have. Nature is everywhere, even in cities. A single tree in a plaza, a patch of grass by a sidewalk, or the clouds above a skyscraper. These are part of the same rational order. Try a Stoic exercise. During your commute or a quick walk, focus on one natural element. Notice its details, the texture of bark, the movement of clouds. This practice, rooted in Epictetus's discipline of ascent, trains your mind to find nature's lessons anywhere, even in a bustling city. You can align with the universe's rhythm. Our devices are designed to grab our attention, making it hard to unplug and be present. Epictetus would remind us that we control our focus. Try a Stoic boundary. Set specific times to check your phone, like once an hour, and use the in-between moments to reconnect with the world. During a walk, leave your phone in your pocket or at home. If that feels daunting, start with 5 minutes of device-free time outside. As you walk, practice Zeno's idea of the cosmopolis. Feel your connection to the world around you. From the people passing by to the breeze on your face, this small act reclaims your attention, aligning it with nature's calm. Sometimes, the biggest obstacle is our own mind, feeling too stressed, distracted, or skeptical to try something like a walk or meditation. Epictetus taught us to examine our thoughts before acting on them. When you feel resistance, pause and ask, is this thought rational? Does it serve me? If you're too stressed to go outside, that's exactly when you need it most. Science agrees. A 2020 study in Scientific Reports found that 20 minutes in nature significantly reduces stress hormones like cortisol. Use this as a Stoic challenge. Test the practice. Take a short walk, observe your thoughts, and see how you feel. You're not escaping your problems. You're facing them with clarity. These strategies aren't about abandoning modern life. They're about living it more intentionally. The Stoics didn't reject the world they lived in. They engaged with it fully, using reason to navigate its challenges. You can do the same. Start by setting one goal today. Maybe it's a 10-minute walk without your phone, or a moment to pause and notice the sky. Each time you choose presence over distraction, you're living according to nature, just as Zeno and Epictetus taught. As we move to our final part, we'll wrap up with a call to action to carry this wisdom forward. For now, consider this. The digital world is loud, but nature's quiet lessons are always there, waiting for you to listen. You have the power to choose right now, today. What's one small step you can take to reconnect with the natural world? Let's carry this Stoic practice into our lives, one moment at a time. We've traveled a long way together in this journey of living according to nature. We began with the chaos of modern life screens, stress, and endless distractions, and found a path forward through the timeless wisdom of Stoicism. Zeno, the founder of this philosophy, showed us that living according to nature means aligning our lives with the rational order of the universe, acting with virtue and reason. Epictetus, rising from slavery to sage, taught us to focus on what we can control: our thoughts, our choices, and let go of what we can't. We explored how a simple walk in nature can bring these ideas to life, grounding us in the present, and practiced a guided Stoic meditation to connect with the world around us. Finally, we tackled the obstacles of our digital age, finding practical ways to reclaim our connection to nature. Now, it's time to bring it all together and take the next step. This is your moment to live the Stoic way, not just today, but every day. Let's reflect on what we've learned. Zeno's vision of the cosmopolis reminds us that we're part of something larger, a universal community bound by nature's rational order. Whether you're walking through a forest or navigating a busy city street, you're connected to the same world that inspired the Stoics over 2,000 years ago. Epictetus's words echo in our minds. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Every time you choose to pause, to breathe, to focus on what's in your control. You're living according to nature, and as we've seen, something as simple as a walk in a park can become a powerful Stoic practice, helping you find clarity and peace in a chaotic world. Why does this matter? Because we're living in a time when it's easy to feel disconnected. The digital world pulls us in 100 directions, with notifications, deadlines, and social pressures vying for our attention. A 2024 survey found that 60% of Americans feel overwhelmed by the pace of modern life, yearning for moments of calm and meaning. Stoicism offers a way to answer that yearning, not by escaping the world, but by engaging with it more fully. Living according to nature isn't about rejecting technology or retreating to the wilderness. It's about finding balance, about choosing presence over distraction, purpose over chaos. It's about remembering that you're part of a larger whole and that you have the power to shape your life, one choice at a time. So, what's the next step? This is where the Stoic call to action comes in. The beauty of this philosophy is that it's not just ideas, it's a practice. You don't need to overhaul your life or move to a cabin in the woods. Start small. Start now. Here are 3 simple ways to carry this wisdom forward, inspired by Zeno and Epictetus. First, commit to a daily moment in nature. It could be a 10-minute walk in a park, a pause to notice the sky, or even a moment to tend a plant on your windowsill. Use this time to practice what Epictetus called the discipline of assent. Examine your thoughts. Focus on what you can control and let go of what you can't. Research shows that even brief moments in nature can reduce stress and boost focus. So make this a habit. Set a reminder on your phone, not to check notifications, but to step outside and breathe. Second, practice gratitude. As Epictetus advised, he is a wise man who does not grieve for the things which he has not, but rejoices for those which he has. Each day, name 3 things you're grateful for. Maybe the warmth of the sun, a kind word from a friend, or the strength you've found in a challenge. Write them down, say them aloud, or reflect on them during your walk. Gratitude anchors you in the present, aligning you with nature's gifts. Third, share the Stoic mindset with others. Zeno's Cosmopolis teaches us that we're connected to everyone around us. Share a moment of kindness today, a smile to a stranger, a helping hand, or a conversation about what you've learned. By living with virtue, you're not just improving your own life, you're contributing to the world. This is Stoicism in action, creating ripples of good in a disconnected age. As you move forward, remember that living according to nature is a journey, not a destination. You won't be perfect. Zeno and Epictetus weren't either. They faced shipwrecks, slavery, and exile, yet they found strength in aligning with nature's order. You can do the same. When life feels overwhelming, return to their wisdom. Pause, breathe, and ask, what can I control right now? How can I act with virtue? Let the trees, the sky, and the quiet moments remind you of your place in the world. This video is just the beginning. If you found value in this journey, take it with you. Try the guided Stoic meditation we shared. Revisit your walks in nature and keep exploring Stoicism. Subscribe to LABE Stoic for more ways to live with purpose and resilience. Share this video with someone who needs a reminder to slow down and reconnect. And most importantly, take one small step today. Maybe it's a walk, a moment of gratitude, or a choice to let go of something outside your control. That step is your power, your freedom, your way of living according to nature. The Stoics believed that a life well lived is one aligned with the universe's rhythm, a life of reason, virtue, and connection. You have everything you need to start that life right now. So, go outside, feel the world around you, and choose to live with purpose. As Epictetus said, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Make your reaction one of strength, clarity, and joy. Thank you for joining us on this journey. Let's keep walking the Stoic path together.